That would be tragic if I don't do that. And then I'm gonna go whiteboard. So can you guys see the whiteboard?
Yes.
And I'm also gonna mute you guys. And then if you have questions, what I suggest is you're gonna write them down on a piece of paper in front of you. And then once I finish the whiteboard thingy, I'll come back with the camera and then you guys can ask me the questions with voice. Is that okay?
Yes.
And you can also put them in the chat and John can monitor the chat. So let me just mute you guys.
I'm not sure if I don't know if I have access to chat. So if I don't, it's because I can't get to it. All right, just because I'm
that's
on
fine.
iPad.
That's fine. You can comment. I'll unmute you.
Chat
all
should be
after,
along
okay?
the bottom of the thing there, the screen.
Yeah.
I've got nothing along the bottom on my iPad. Everything is along the top.
Oh yeah,
okay.
I think on the iPad it's confusing. It might be at the top or at the bottom somewhere. But you can come back with voice, okay? I'm just going to mute you now, and then after we'll have a chat, okay? All right, guys. So, all right. Do you see, I think you see my screen. Found it. All right, good stuff. So, guys, I just want to say thank you for showing up live, for those of you who are with me right now. And this class is basically designed to help you understand how you can use a client attraction blueprint in your business. So what I want to help you understand is the big picture in your business. A lot of women are getting confused about this, and a lot of women actually don't see the big picture. So what I want to start with is show you 3 different blueprints that are common in the coaching and service industry, okay? And then I'm going to propose a new way for you to actually consider so that you can eliminate the costly mistakes that we are making or that you guys are making right now. And I made these mistakes myself. So traditionally speaking, this is what most business people do, okay? They have organic traffic, okay? This is organic traffic, and they feed the organic traffic to a landing page. Now, a landing page is where you give away your free something. So this is also called a lead magnet. So I'm gonna put LM here, okay? And Christy just joined us. So Christy, we only just started and you are on mute. Once I finish with this, I'm going to go on camera, I'll mute you all and you can ask me any questions. So if you got questions while I'm doing this whiteboard, write them down, and then when we do the Q&A, you can ask your question, okay? So, so most people send traffic. So you market your business organically. You might be active on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and you might also build an email list, okay? And some of you might use Facebook ads to send traffic to that lead magnet as well. Now, the problem with this kind of funnel is that, so first of all, let me just go here. What happens then is, on this page, you deliver your lead magnet, okay? So you have the delivery. So people opt in, they get redirected to the delivery page where you might have a video and you might have a call to action with a button that then directs them to a low-cost tripwire offer. Now, a tripwire offer is usually between, I've got to write it down here, $7 to $50. Because most people, when they are looking at purchasing something, $7 to $50 is a low objection investment. So most of us can afford $7 to $50 even if we're struggling in business, right? So it's kind of like a no-brainer offer, especially if it is positioned in a way that solves the first problem or the next step problem that your dream clients have in the client journey. And this is really key for you guys, because what's happening is that when you're paying for Facebook ads, so either if you do this organically, it is very time consuming to get to the dollar amount, or basically the dollar amount here. So it takes a lot of time for you to get enough people here in step 1 to then see the second page, which is hang together, for then people to click on this page, which is step 3. Okay. And what happens is that when you do this, it's taking months to build an audience that is big enough so you're making the dollars here in step 3. Right? Are you following so far? I might actually unmute you because it might be easier if you are, yes. Okay, so does that make sense so far? You can talk. Yeah? So, but the other issue is, so it might take you quite a lot of time to build up an email, is because once people opt in here into the lead magnet landing page, this is called the landing page, and they then get a delivery sequence of emails. So this is a series of emails. These are called onboarding emails or nurture emails. And you would send them over a time period. Aggressive marketers send 1 email a day. Most of us probably send 2 emails a week max, maybe even 1 a week. And if we're really bad, we're sending like 1 email a month. Yeah, I've done all of this. And I tell you right now that I made the most money in my business with email marketing when I sent an email every day, because I didn't pitch in my emails. My pitch, the pitch portion of my sale was in the footer of the email, which is a PS. So I would send my subscribers an email every day with amazing content where I was teaching them about, things that are happening in my business, the lessons that I learned, the mistakes that I made, the successes that I've had, the fears that I've had. I went across the whole board, and I made sales pretty much not every day, but several times a week. I would sell a low-cost tripwire over here. So what happens is, from these emails, what you do is you send them back to this mini sales page for the tripwire. So the problem with this is that it takes a lot of time to get to the dollar amount. So you could be spending months of your time making a few measly bucks of sales. It's even worse when you do Facebook ads. So I'm going to wipe this board and I'm going to share with you the Facebook ad component. So a lot of you say, I got to do Facebook ads, okay? So you spend Facebook ads to send people to your landing page where they opt in. So again, the same happens. They will get the delivery here. You might have a video at the top, there's a headline, and you have a call to action button here, CTA, that sends them to your tripwire sales page. So you spend, to get 100 leads, 100 people who subscribe, it would cost you on average anywhere between $250 to $500 plus, especially in the coaching industry. It costs coaches on average $5 a lead, okay? But a lead is cold. They are ice cold. They have not really been exposed to your brand. They don't really know who you are. They've just seen your Facebook ad, and now they're receiving your free lead magnet, your freebie, which could be a cheat sheet, a blueprint, whatever you give them, a video series. But they're still cold. They haven't been nurtured. So now they're receiving your nurture email sequence, and you're sending them back to your tripwire. Okay, so that sends them back here. But what happens is, out of these 100 people who are now subscribed, and you spend $250, and that's by the way, that is actually a low cost. Like if you can get a lead for $250 or maybe even $150, you're laughing. because most people in the coaching industry, they're spending $5 to $10 and more on a lead. Now, I want to share something with you as well, but first off, here, depending what you're selling, if you're selling a low-cost product that, you know, let's say you're selling a $27 low-cost tripwire, out of 100 people, you can expect 1 to 3 sales. So your profits will be anywhere from $27 times 3. Helen, what's 27 times 3? 81, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Helen's our mathematics teacher. She's a numbers girl. So I didn't put you on the spot at all, did I? So
not at all.
You see, on the front end, you're spending $250. On the back end, you're making $81. So you're operating at a loss already. Now, if you're selling people into strategy calls, so clear that. So you have your ad, and you get people to apply for a strategy call. So this is now no longer a lead magnet. This is a strategy call. Excuse my scribbles. And then here they get to your calendar where they can make an appointment with you. So that's your little calendar. And then after they made the appointment, they get redirected to a questionnaire. I'm just going to put Q. So where you ask them, you know, a number of questions before they come on a call. And then based on their appointment, you go on Zoom. I just make a video here. So this is the Zoom strategy call that you facilitate. So again, what happens is you will spend a minimum of $2.50 per appointment. Now you have 100 people. It costs you $250 minimum, most likely a lot more. And you get 100 people. Out of the 100 people, 1 to 3 will book an appointment. They might show up if you're lucky, but most people who are cold will not show up because they don't see you as the expert yet. So what happens is they come onto the call, if you're lucky, and they go, who are you again? Why are we speaking? So the trust hasn't been established, yeah? And I've seen this problem happening in my business when I did strategy calls in 2017, 2018, and 2019. I had to churn through a lot of people to get to the golden eggs, okay? The people who actually showed up on the call here, and the people who are ready to invest. Because not everybody who shows up here will have the money. Most people here, yeah, so Deb's saying that's what's happening to her, but only doing organic. Yeah, exactly. So it happened to me. And I actually aggressively did this strategy in June last year. I invested in a coaching program and I went through the whole system. I set up my entire client attraction blueprint based on this module that you're seeing on the screen here. And I tell you what, it was so frustrating. I made no sale. I had my strategy booking was converting at 10%, which is quite high. And I actually had a lead magnet in between here, and that was converting at 60+%. So I gave them a freebie, and then I redirected them to the strategy application on the thank you page. And then once they booked through the calendar, so that was converting at 10%, which is really, really good. The lead magnet was converting at 60%, which is off the charts. Okay. Usually if you convert at 30%, that's considered very good. And if you do Facebook ads, you need to convert at 30+%, because otherwise you're going to lose money as well straight away. So these are just some stats for you. So, but what happened is the people didn't show up, or they had no money to invest, right? They were the wrong kind of people. And the reason they were the wrong people is because they hadn't been nurtured. Even so, I sent them emails to remind them to show up for the call, okay? So they booked the calendar, and they got sent a series of emails and I think text reminders as well. So again, I was operating at a massive loss. I spent hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars on Facebook ads, and I didn't make a single sale here because the people who showed up, the very few, didn't have money to invest. Okay, big problem. Now, the other way that people sell is they might have foot traffic. So I can't paint the foot. So this is foot traffic. So they come through the door and they go into a local shop. So this is for a local business. And they then browse in the shop. They might make a sale. And then sometimes if you have an online shop, then you got to do the delivery. So people buy, so that could be food or ad traffic if you do online, right? And basically you still have the same problem because you have to rely on thousands of people or hundreds of people to come into your shop to actually make the money here. And then you got to deliver on your promise as well. So what's a different way we can do that? What is a way that actually works that allows you to equalize your spend and your energy and your investment of time? Because this is a huge problem. So I want to just demonstrate to you the difference. Cost versus profit. This is key for you guys. Once you understand that, the penny will drop. So the traditional way, 100 subscribers will cost you about $250 plus if you do Facebook ads, or a lot of time, sweat, tears, frustration in organic. Yeah, so let's say that's organic. And that's paid. So this is ads. So you got 100 people on your list, and now what happens? So you got 100 people on your list. 1% from 100 usually, or 1 to 3% is pretty common in marketing to convert. Let's say you're selling them your first step is let's say $100 call, just to make it easy on the mathematics. So you're giving them $100 coaching call as a first step to buy. Because it's no longer a tripwire, you've gone above the $50, you're probably more realistic to say that 1 person in 100 will buy. If your sales page is exceptionally awesome and it converts like crazy, you might be able to make 5 sales. So you might spend $250 here if you're lucky, and you make $500 on the back end if you're lucky. That is very, very rare. Most likely the situation is you will spend more than $250 here because your leads are a lot more expensive than $2.50, and you equalize here with $500, which would be great. But most coaches are not able to do that. And when you do it organically, you don't have the ad spend, but again, it's going to take you months of time to get to making $500 if you're selling a $100 coaching call. Now, if you're selling from the top down, okay, you're selling a $1,000 program or $2,000 program or a $10,000 program. It takes a lot of touch points in your marketing to get people to trust you before they invest. And you won't be able to sell 1,000 or a 2,000 or a 10,000 plus program via a sales page. You can sell, yes, you can sell a $2,000. You can sell that via sales page. I've done it many times. But I'm a copywriter. You guys are not. So you might struggle to do that, okay? Or you might be able to do it. And the Persuasion Accelerator training will help you get better at that. That's what I've set it up for. But if you're selling at 10 grand, anything above $2,000 really needs more touch points, and it's usually at least a call, right? But to get people on the phone to call, again, you got to wade through hundreds of people on your email list to get them to actually put their hand up and go, hey, I'm ready to invest $10,000+. I've got the money in my bank account. I'm making a little bit of money, and I am, ready to invest. And I trust you enough to give the money to you. Now, that trust has to be established over a lot of touch points. Back in the old days, it used to be about 7 touch points, which could have been a bunch of emails, or it could have been a phone call and some emails and some messaging elsewhere, organic. And now today, it's more like 13 plus touch points, because marketers have ruined the way that we can show up online. We have been exposed to a bunch of scammy marketers, and it's actually damaging our coaching industry, our service-based business industry, because Facebook ads at the moment are ruthless. They are shutting down ad accounts left, right, and center. And I have not been able to get my ad approved to send them to my $7 coaching page, because I'm using a ClickFunnels page, even so it's on its own domain. So anything to do with ClickFunnels at the moment, they're like, wow, we're wiping them all out, because they think everybody with a ClickFunnels account is a marketer, an internet marketer, and a scam artist. And that's a huge problem for us people who are doing marketing with integrity, because we now got to prove to them and get our ads approved so that we are able to operate and we can scale the business. So if you haven't currently got that issue because you're not using paid ads, be warned, it is happening right now. And people have spent millions of dollars with Facebook ads, and they're being wiped out. Their ads account are being shut down because Facebook ads is basically cleaning, and they want to get rid of all the bad scammy artists out there. So in the short term, we are suffering too. In the long term, that's not going to be so much of a problem. So how do you equalize your ad spend? So what have I done now that is helping me equalize my spend, or my energy that I'm spending on marketing my business? So you guys, so let's go back to organic. So this is organic traffic. So what I'm doing now is I've decided early this year, actually it was late last year, after I did this organic strategy, and I just had really low quality people on my list. And I was marketing to women in business like yourself, like the target demographic and the psychographic has not changed. But for some reason, I was just attracting the wrong kind of people, because all they wanted is time with me for free, and they had no intention to actually invest or no intention to show up. It was just like an easy thing. Oh yeah, let's book a call. Oh, now I can't be bothered. I'm just not going to show up. So it was attracting low quality people. And I decided, you know what? I have built an email list for the last, 16 plus years. And all I've ever focused on was people who were buying my lead getting my lead magnet. Now, I don't want an email list of freebie seekers. I'm done with that. Okay. So freebie seekers, finito. I don't want it anymore. I do not want freebie seekers on my list. I want buyers on my list. I want to build a list of customers. And here's why. So instead of sending them to this lead magnet page here where they opt in for the freebie, what I'm doing now is I'm sending them to an amazing amount of pages with content on it. Okay. These are the content pages that some of you might have seen, where I've given you my storytelling formula. I've given you the authority accelerator. I've given you amazing cheat sheets and stuff like that. And on these pages, I have a call to action. So that's a CTA. CTA. So somewhere on these pages is a call to action, a button that invites people to visit my Tripwire program. Okay, this is where you're in. So my pages and over here, there's content pages there. They are, I've set them up in ClickFunnels because I really love ClickFunnels. So I have them set up in ClickFunnels, and I do a two-step organic method where basically it's very strategic, and I will teach you that next week in the live challenge, because this works. Okay, guys, this works. There's a strategy behind it. But what happens now is I am attracting buyers. Okay, so my email list is now full of buyers, you guys. I don't have to worry about people who just want a freebie and they have no intentions of opening my email. And I'm not even marketing an upsell to you guys at the moment, okay? I'm giving you in the group, so this is my group where I service you, Facebook group. And in here, I'm now teaching you how to build your lifestyle business. So I'm giving you tons and tons of amazing content. You've paid me $7 a month and you're getting this. And there's going to be, there's going to be trainings, so calls like this one, masterclasses. There's also a membership component. At the moment, you have access to the Persuasion Accelerator for life because you were the early adopters. And I want to nurture my early adopters and look after you guys so you get results, so you stick around, so you're going to start raving about this, and it's going to bring me more people like you. That is the whole strategy behind it. Like, I want to help you guys get results, so you bring me more people like yourself. But I'm not asking you to do this, right? It happens automatically when you give people amazing value. This is what happens when you give people amazing content. Like, I'm getting Facebook messages now where people just go, oh my God, like, I love your content. Like, thank you so much for giving me this. This is amazing. And every day I get inboxed with people saying how they love these content pages because it gives them so much value. I haven't asked them for an email address. I haven't asked them for any money. The sale is a soft sale, okay? The sale is a soft sale because it happens on their own accord. And on these content pages, I actually even have more training. You are basically, I'm getting to your question, Deb, in a minute. You get more training because I'm giving you access to some of my best Facebook Live videos. So on the content page, I'm not only giving you this, I want you to binge consume my content. So I'm building my authority. This is all about authority, guys. Because guess what happens when you build authority up front? By the time people come to this sales page here, on their own accord, my authority is established. And the sale is a no-brainer. Like, literally, Mariana will tell you, Mariana did my one-on-one coaching. She was at my retreat last year. The retreat was, I think, 5,500 Australian dollars for a 6-day intensive business retreat. And then the ladies who were 6 days in a house with me and John cooking and nurturing them with amazing food. He was just freaking amazing. Like, he got better feedback than I did, which is awesome. They loved John. Like we had 4 ladies. It was only available for 4 ladies. And we went through strategy. Like, it was 6 intensive days of strategy, coaching, mentoring. I was there in the house. We all slept in the same house. It was freaking amazing. And 50% of people who come to my retreats upsell themselves into my year-long mentoring program. I charge $24,000 for a year with me, but it means you get unlimited touch points. You get unlimited calls with me. I help you build your business. I implement with you. It's done with you. So I charge high end, and not everybody has that money. But this is how you build authority. So I built my authority with my retreat because I was in the room for 6 days. Now I'm building my authority in the $7 program. So when I'm going to make you guys offers to upsell, to upgrade with me, to get to the next level, guess what happens? Yes, Deb has it. It's building trust. So I've decided I'm working on building the slow game in 2020 and beyond. So rather than worrying about sending people here for a quick, yay, I got another subscriber that has no intention to buy from me, that might not even open their email because they give me a spammy email address. Yeah, I'm building trust. I'm focusing everything I do on giving you guys tons of value by showing up, by supporting you, by nurturing you, by building trust. And most of the people in the $7 program don't have 24,000 right now. They're struggling. They're struggling to make a decent income month by month by month because they're doing the funnel. The client attraction blueprint is all set up wrong. It's set up the old way via the lead magnet, via the delivery, via the email marketing to people who have no intention to ever buy from you. So that's a massive, massive problem. So can you guys see the difference? Can you see the difference?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
I love this, Monica. This is the new way with high integrity.
Yeah.
High truth.
Yeah, and it's the 5-dimensional way.
They're recognizing. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. And next week when we do our I call it masterclass, but it's a challenge. We call it whatever it is. It doesn't matter. I'm going to walk you through different options. You don't necessarily have to start with a $7 program. Yeah, it doesn't have to be like in my case, it's a Facebook group. I had a free group and I upgraded you to the paid group. That's how I did it. I didn't want to have, because it was the same problem. I built a free group and then people show up and it's like, they have no intention of buying. It's just another consumption of a freebie, of information, of whatnot. But now I'm structuring the information in a strategic way so you guys can implement and get results. And that's why you're paying me $7 a month, so you get access to this information. In the future, my goal is once I've built out this content in the $7 group, so I'm building out the client attraction blueprint and then the masterclass next week, and then there's going to be more steps to step you through this. That's going to be a standalone training. That's going to become a standalone membership. So people in the future who come into the $7 program will not get access to the Persuasion Accelerator. Because like I said, the Persuasion Accelerator is my signature program that I'm building. And it's going to be sold for $997 US minimum. Yeah, it's a 2,000 US program. It's a proper program. It's not crap, and you guys have lifetime access because you're the early adopter, so I'm giving you tons and tons of value. So you don't have to worry about it. You can keep that forever. But in the future, people will not get that because I'm going to have a standalone membership site, right, with plenty of tutorials and training to walk them through this information. So I know Deb, you were asking something in the chat. I saw it pop up. Can you repeat your question, please? About the Facebook group?
Oh, I'm not on mute.
No.
Just wondering if, so those content pages, oh no, you've answered that. I'm just wondering if you have to have, if it's necessary to have a Facebook group when you're still kind of working all this crap out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no, it's not. What you guys all need to focus on, all of you should not be spending money on Facebook ads.
No, I've done it once, and then I learned the lesson real fast, and like I only spent $20, and I learned the lesson real fast that people just, yeah, they just want to talk to you. They just want like free whatever, you know, like
Yes.
almost free consulting. I'm not a coach or anything. I'm a healer and a channeler and an artist. But yeah, like it just wasn't, like you said, it wasn't attracting the right type of people. And then
I'm here. Yeah, go on.
Oh, it disappeared.
Yeah, I'm here. My video is here. It should be here.
And then I've been doing that whole strategy thing, and then that's again, people aren't showing up. So
Yeah.
I totally relate to what you're saying.
Yeah. So what you guys need to focus on is organic, and that's what we're gonna talk about next week. I'm gonna, help you focus on a strategy that you need to implement. And then with the organic strategy, once you got that humming, then you're going to go to the Persuasion Accelerator and implement the training, because you got to build out your landing pages, you got to build out your content pages. And the Persuasion Accelerator gives you everything you need to know about the messaging, the ideal client, the sales pages, the authority. A whole lot of it is going to be in the Persuasion Accelerator. So go through that training, but also put your focus on the organic, because once you've got the organic humming with the 2-step, which I will teach you next week, then you can scale your business. Because right now, what I've done is, I didn't show you that. When I scaled, so maybe I'll go back to my whiteboard. I want to share that because I think this is powerful for you to see as a visual. All right, so what I done is so I've sent people to my $7 sales page, which is for the group. My sales page, my Tripwire sales page, this is a Tripwire sales page. It is converting at the moment at 21 point something percent, okay? So out of every 100 visitors who see this page, I make 21 sales at $7, right? 21 times 7 equals 240, 148, is that correct? 7 times 2 is 140, 147. I make $147 for every 100 people who visit my sales page. Now that I have my strategy dialed in, guess what happens? I can afford to spend $147 to make 21 sales when I do Facebook ads. So now I have numbers, okay? But if you don't do the organic first, you don't have numbers. So you guys need to focus on organic so you get your numbers, right? Organic gives you the numbers, and you need to track those numbers. Because if you don't have numbers, also called statistics, you won't be able to do ads, right? Because you don't have numbers. And if you start doing ads without numbers, you might as well come to Brisbane, where I am right now, and give me access to your credit card and your bank account and just hand me all of your money, because you're wasting your money, you're flushing it down the toilet. So focus on the 2-step, focus on the organic that I'm teaching you next week. And then you will be able to get these statistics here that will then show you how much money you can afford to spend to get the results that you want. That is important, because what we call this is a loss leader, also called an equalizer. Yeah. So at the very least, what most people do wrong, they expect their Facebook ads to make them money. But that's not the purpose of Facebook ads on the front end. On the front end, the purpose is to equalize your ad spend, right? And if you don't have these numbers, you can't equalize the ad spend because you don't know what to equalize it to. So organic is key for you guys. This is what you got to focus on right now. Unless you already got organic humming and working really well. So does that help? Is that helpful? Where are you guys?
Monica, are you saying you funnel more organic people into the ads, or you then go to a brand new cold group and that's where the ads, your cold group for your organic? I don't understand.
So say that again. Guys, if you're not talking, can you hold on? I'm just going to mute you guys because Christy, I think you're making noise. I'm muting your audio. Okay, Mariana, can you just repeat what you just said?
Okay, you take people through the organic and then you go and do ads. Who are the ads for? Is that a completely cold market to get them?
No.
Good. Or what are the ads for?
Great question, Mariana. Okay, let me go back here. Remember the content pages I have?
Yes.
Okay, with all the awesome content with the CTA that all lead them to the Tripwire sales page. These content pages are pixeled. Okay, they have the Facebook ad pixel on. And I'm going to teach you how to do that next week.
Right. Yeah.
Right. So these are pixels. So Facebook is quietly collecting statistics on everybody who visits these pages. And I've set up a custom audience. It's called a custom audience inside Facebook Ads Manager. But I'll teach you that next week, so don't worry about it. And then when I'm ready to do my ads, what I do is my ad goes only to the custom audience. And this is called an RT ad, a retargeting ad, because I'm retargeting people who've seen the content over here. Okay? So that is how your ad spend gets minimalistic, because you can retarget people who've seen your content for cents on the dollar rather than $2.50 a person who buys. So your ad, the people who buy content pages. Okay, good question, Deb. I'll get to that next. The people who buy, they're not going to cost me $2.50 per customer. It's going to be a lot less because they have been pixeled, right? And then there's a sequence. So you start off with this, but then there's more ads on the back end. And as more people see these content pages, your ad will just keep humming every day. And you can do a retargeting ad for about $1.50, $2 a day. That's your ad budget, okay? For this kind of ad. $2 a day. I mean, $2 a day is cheap. I have a friend who is right now doing this, and she makes sales to this $7 thing every day. She actually sells to a cold audience, and they're buying her $7 tripwire with this strategy. Okay. And this strategy is freaking brilliant. It is so brilliant. Yes, yes, and yes, Deb. So, okay. The Persuasion Accelerator assists with working out package pricing, how to actually validate your offer in the marketplace, how to set it all up, how to set up your funnel with the techie stuff. Now, techie stuff obviously depends what applications you are using, what software you are using. And I think we get into the offer in week 4, I think. So for now, just focus on the organic marketing and get that humming along. The first question you ask, whether you set up the content pages on MailChimp, I think MailChimp gives you an opportunity to create landing pages, which could be a content page. Yes, you can do that if you want to go low budget. If you have a blog, like a website with a blog attached, you can use your blog for the content pages, because Facebook ads loves blogs. So when you're doing the retargeting strategy and you actually get to that stage where you do the ad and then you're sending people to your blog pages like that, Facebook ads will love you for it, because it's not a marketing platform. Yeah. I'm using ClickFunnels, so they don't like ClickFunnels at the moment. So I just have to weather the storm and get through that and get it approved. And then once I have it approved, I can basically just keep humming. So I'm working on that right now. And it could just be a word, you know, it could be the URL that I'm using on my vanity URL. And I can circumnavigate that by using my Monica Mandel website. So I can put the $7 sales page on my Monica Mandel as the home page. And then Facebook will no longer have an issue with that. So it's just a matter for me to work through what the issue is, because they're not really being upfront about what they don't like. They just say they don't like it, but they don't actually tell me. So I'm working on getting specific feedback so I can solve that issue with my Facebook ads coach. And then what I'll do is I'll then put my retargeting ad on, because I've now gotten my numbers. I can, had that too with free ads in the marketplace. Okay. So let me unmute you. Unmute. Let's see here. I'm just going to unmute audio, unmute all. So you're all unmuted. Let's see. Unmute all. Unmute all. Unmute. Why is it not unmute you? No, you're unmuted. You're all unmuted now. So
Yippee!
have you got, yippee! Have you? So Deb, so yes, Deb, you can use MailChimp, but it doesn't look very professional if you have stuff on MailChimp. That's my opinion. Okay. But if you absolutely want to do it, then don't let it stop you. Like, I don't want you guys to not do this because you're overcomplicating. So if that's what that's what can work for you right now without technical hitches and problems, then by all means put a site together and put several sites together in MailChimp, and then send people's traffic to there, but the page needs to be pixeled. So the first thing we'll do next week is pixeling your page, because if you send traffic to an unpixeled page, Facebook's not going to track it. They're not going to track it backwards. So on the day you pixel, they will start tracking up to 365 days. Yeah. So that's the first thing we'll do next week. We'll go pixel your pages. And then you guys can start focusing on the organic 2-step strategy that I'll teach you next week, and get your organic humming. And then we'll go to the next level. Okay. Does that make sense?
Monica, a very basic question. Mm-hmm. What is Pixel? Just to tag on what is Pixel? Just say something
Pixel
on the
is
that it follows it.
Yeah, Pixel is a code. Facebook gives it's a code that sits on your website, and Facebook gives you that code.
Okay.
And it's the same code for everything that you use. So once your Pixel is set up, you can use that on all your content pages.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, at the moment I'm getting some really good reach, organic reach from my blogs, which are on Facebook, my business Facebook page, and I share them to various groups, and my reach is increasing. Like, it's quite good. But I have a call to action, like whether it's trying to link back to my website, but my website's not getting any traction whatsoever.
Yeah. Websites don't get traffic, and it's the same. I'm actually glad you mentioned that, Deb, about your Facebook business page. One thing you guys need to understand is that the Facebook business, nothing gets pixeled on the Facebook business page except your videos. Okay. So I want to get you guys into doing Facebook Live so they get pixeled, and then you can use that in your strategy. And, you know, if you're going, I don't want to be on video, I can relate to that, because I've been resisting video pretty much all of last year. And then I said to myself, you know what, towards the end of the year, I said, I'm going to commit to doing 365 days of live videos. And I did over 6 months on my business page. But guess what? Traffic was very minimal because of the Facebook algorithm. Helen was the only person who was pretty much there every day commenting and supporting me. But other than that, there wasn't many people. There wasn't a lot of engagement. And to be honest, my Facebook lives weren't structured right. I've got that nailed down now. So I'm now doing my lives on my profile page, but only 3 times a week. I don't really want to do Facebook lives every day at this moment in time, because I want to focus my time on serving you guys in the group and building out my Persuasion Accelerator program, because I'm building that as I roll it out. So week 1 is all loaded in the membership site now. And today I'm going to start working on week 2. That will be rolled out on day 7. So you will see that unlocked next week. And then the same happens every week for 6 weeks. So I need to focus on creating that content, because I never sell anything before I never create anything before I sell it. I always sell it first and then I create it, because I don't want to waste my time and my energy into putting weeks and months of my love into a project, and then it's not validated and it's not selling, and I've just wasted potentially 3 months of my time, and then I'm launching to crickets. And no, I've never done that in my business. I've always sold first and then created.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And just give yourself enough time to actually roll things out. So I've had, yeah, John's laughing. I've had weeks 1 and 2 already planned out. I've got a spreadsheet in my Google Drive, and I've got every module planned out. I know exactly what I'm going to do. I've had my slides for week 1 and 2 already created. I've had my content for week 1 and 2 created, so I'm ahead, but I haven't recorded week 1 until I've launched it. So I've done that yesterday and at the beginning of the week. So now week 1 is ready, and then week 2 will be ready when it unlocks. So I just need to be a week in advance. So with my travels and everything, or with our travels, I have the time and the energy. And you know, there's also emergencies, like sometimes the internet where we are is really crap. You know, John's in the new place. I'm going to join him tomorrow, because our house sits were overlapping. But where he is now, we have no mobile phone reception. We got no actual phone reception. We've got internet, but we can't. So I couldn't use my phone to dongle it, and that's usually my backup plan. I have a lot of data on my phone, so if the internet is crap and I got 4G, I can just dongle it and use it as a modem. So if I'm, you know, getting, like, I don't know what it's like at the moment, John's there, it doesn't look like the internet is bad, but when I start uploading videos, it might be slow. So I might have to go and get myself to a coffee shop to get that done, or to a library. So I always have to account for that potential issue with my lifestyle. And because you guys want to have a lifestyle business, you know, you might have more travel coming up in your life. And so you need to account for that when you're launching information and products and stuff like that. Yeah.
I'm very excited. I just got a brilliant idea while you've been talking. So I'm super excited because, yeah, I've been thinking about doing a workshop.
Awesome.
In Brighton, actually. But then I just thought I could actually just do it online. There's no reason why I couldn't do this workshop online.
Exactly.
And then I don't have to pay for the space. As much as I love the space, just like, I just had an aha. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome. Well, I've helped a client, like one of my private clients last year. She was doing one-on-one service with $150 call cost. Okay, and she was only serving people locally in her town in Queensland. So she was limited by the amount of sales she could make, because it was only, you know, in a bigger scale, it's a very limited way to make business. So I basically helped her to take her business online. And in the first 3 months, she's taken her business globally. And now she can sell to clients, like she had clients from the Middle East, from America, Canada, Europe, all over Australia. And we set it all up so that, you know, her business basically is automated pretty much. You know, she just needs to show up organically or with Facebook ads eventually, and then she can attract her people into her client attraction funnel. And we achieved that in the first 60 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's gone from having a local business to having an online business that allows her to market it globally. And as a result, she's actually achieved her income goal of making $4,000 in the first 2 months.
Yeah.
Which she had for the year. So I'm glad that you had that insight, Deborah, because yes, you want to market online. You know, offline is great because I love doing retreats, and I want to do more retreats in the future. But I want to do retreats maybe in Hawaii or Bali and make them a bit cheaper and have maybe more women in the room. And instead of John cooking, we might just go into a hotel and have them cook for us, so John can just facilitate and enjoy himself. And so, you know, that is probably going to be on the plan for next year as my tribe builds. You know, I want to launch a business retreat, and you know, you guys will, if you're still around, you guys will have the opportunity to join me at that retreat. I'm also thinking of doing a retreat on a cruise because I love the one-on-one with people, but doing workshops as your prime business module is very hard because the churn is massive. You know, filling events is a very costly thing. Like, I have friends who have events on the Gold Coast, and they're spending a ton of money filling those events. Yes, they're making millions. Yeah, the payoff is huge because they're selling their high-end programs from stage, and it's obviously very easy to do that once you have people in the room with you for 3 days or more, because the trust is established. But to get people in the room to start with is a very frustrating thing if you're not really liking phone sales and you don't have a big ads budget. Yeah, because that's the key. You gotta sell people on the phone. You gotta do cold selling, and you gotta have a big Facebook ads budget. So you're spending tens of thousands of dollars to get people to fill a room with 100+ people, and then to actually set up the event costs you tens of thousands of dollars because you want to have proper audio. You have a videographer there. You know, you're looking at maybe $100,000 for a 3-day event. So you gotta be forced to sell your, you know, $20,000 a year program to at least 20 people to make a profit. Because not only are you spending the money for the setup of the house and the marketing, you got to pay your staff who are there in the room with you and who are supporting you. Yeah. So it's not an easy business module, and it's certainly not a business module.
They have the numbers, so they know.
They have the numbers.
It all comes back to tracking and knowing your numbers.
Yeah, you start small and then you build up to that. Yeah, good point. Yes. Any more questions, ladies? This is fun. Oh, John, you're such a darling. Yeah.
Is there? Can you? Is it what the word tripwire? What does it mean in absolute plain English?
It just means it's a. I don't even know where that word comes from, but what it is basically. Yes. Yeah. That's a good.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, good one. That's a good one. Yeah, John explained that better than I could possibly explain that, because honestly, yeah, it's just getting people over the hump. So it's you can look at, like, you can name it whatever way you want. It's just called a tripwire, but you could call it an equalizer. Like, you could call it a loss leader. You could call it your low cost product. It basically is there. Its sole purpose is there to create customers, because customers are more inclined to buy from you again. Yeah.
And it's generally a cheaper priced item as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah.
I mean, Christy was at my retreat. Christy has bought from me several times. So Christy and Mariana are both amazing customers because they keep buying from me, right? Whatever I put out there, they're my best clients. I love these guys and I look after them. I give them a lot of extra time and have done in the past, right? I've given them a lot of extra coaching and mentoring, and I nurture these guys because they invest in me. So I invest back into them. And now they're back here. Yes, it's only a $7 a month product, but they could just as easily have said, you know what, we've already done your retreat. We've done one-on-one coaching in various levels of forms. So we don't need you anymore. But because I help them and I give them results, they are coming back, right? And this is the sort of people I want in my tribe. I don't want people who just want my freebie. I don't want that anymore. So when I actually promoted the $7 program in my email list, I had a lot of unsubscribes, and I did that on purpose. I actually wanted people to unsubscribe themselves. So I was quite aggressive with my marketing for 3 days. I was just promoting. Every email was a pitch email. There wasn't no nurturing like I normally do. I purposely pitched people for 3 days to get them to unsubscribe, because I do not want people on my list who are not willing to buy and invest in me at some stage in business. And I'm no longer willing to nurture my email list and send emails to people who have not invested in me. So that email list will eventually die. They either unsubscribe or they will buy something from me, because I want only a list with you guys, and I'm not going to pepper you with sales pitches because you're already customers. So I'm going to treat you with respect, the respect that you deserve because you invested in me. And I'm just going to give you occasionally a chance to upgrade, and you will be the first one to know if I release something, and you're going to get it at a cheaper, reduced price because you're going to be the first to hear about it. Yeah. So that is how I'm structuring my business in 2020 and beyond. And I believe that is the way forward. Like Mariana said, it's the new way, because we need to lead by example, and that is an integral way. That is a way to market with integrity. Would you agree?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Can I add a few words here as well?
Sure.
What I love about you, Monica, and John, is your integrity, is your vision, and it is your authority. Because I have my brilliance in my area, and it is not this. But I need to know the lay of the land, and exactly. I trust you implicitly. So you will be the one on my journey as it evolves.
Thank you.
Because I trust the process, and it's in integrity alignment with what I'm doing. So I think this is mind-blowing. Thank you.
I love it. And I love you. And thank you for saying that. And that is exactly, that demonstrates or proves that what I'm showing you, the new way, is working. Yeah, it is working. The group, in my $7 group, there's a lot of people who actually have been customers of me in the past. Not high-end clients, some have been. So people keep coming back. And some of them I haven't seen in like 2 years. And now they're back in the $7 group because they trust me. They have had an amazing experience while they worked with me. And it's, it's powerful. Like, I'm in the business, of course I'm in a business, like I always wanted a lifestyle business, and I have a lifestyle business. But the money, for me, it's not just about the money no more. Like once you make 6 figures, it's no longer about the money. It's about the service. And it's about helping your people get results. And I know without a doubt that each one of you can get results if you do the work, because my work, my guiding, my leadership, my coaching has been proven over and over and over again. Yeah. I've coached women for the last 9 years, and every single client that I've worked with who have taken action has gotten the results they wanted. Every single one without fail. Those who didn't get results are the ones who let themselves be guided by their fears and their overwhelm, and they're just making excuses and they haven't gotten the results because of that. But if you take action, you implement, you lean in on me, you ask me question in the group, you show up for these calls, you ask questions, or you watch the recording and then you come in the group and ask questions, and you implement, you will get results. I promise you that. But you've got to do the work. Yeah, you've got to do the work. There is no easy recipe. I'm working my ass off, right? Right now, I'm working my ass off. I work all day, every day. But over time, over the space of a year, I probably work about 20 hours a week. Because when I'm in Switzerland, I'm not going to work that hard because I'm going to socialize with my friends and family. Yeah. Which is awesome. Yeah. So there is times in my business when I'm just lazy and I do not much for weeks on end. I might do 3 or 4 hours of work, and I try not to work on the weekends. But right now I'm putting the pedal to the metal because I'm implementing and I'm putting stuff together and I deliver on my promise. So yes, right now I'm working, and I'm looking after my health, and that's important for you guys. You need to look after your health because you only got it once, and that's the number one priority. But I can't stress this enough. You got to do the work. And I love working with action takers. They are my people. Yeah. And you guys are action takers. You're here. And, you get overwhelmed. We all get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. But it's just a matter of focusing on what you actually need to do. And then when you have that focus and you implement, baby steps. I don't expect you to go crazy every day and, work 14 hours a day. Just do baby steps. Every single day, do something that brings you closer to your goal. And then you get the goal. It's like running a marathon. Yeah.
And don't set your goals too crazy big.
Yeah, Deb, you can unmute yourself.
Question. Because I've never... Because you've inspired me during this chat of the whole workshop thing, and I now realize I can do that online. Do you have any recommendations on how long you should allow yourself? Because you said sell it, then create it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I don't know how long. The workshop might just be a 3-hour thing, or it might be split into maybe 2 or 3 sessions, 1 hour or 1.5 hour sessions or something.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any suggestions on how long you should allow yourself to create the content and then to market, obviously, sell, and then do the marketing, do the selling until, how much time frame until you actually do the workshop, like working backwards from, okay, this is the goal and this is what I need to do, which roughly, would it be
Great
3 months?
Question.
Or, yeah.
Great question. So it depends on the time that you have available for running your business. Like what else is happening in your life? Are you a mum? Do you have kids? Do you have a husband? Do you need to cook? You need to clean? You need to shop? You need to do the school runs? Blah, 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 right?
So that for the husband.
yeah, and then nurture the husband and look after him. I'm lucky I have a husband who nurtures me and looks after me. So I'm very lucky in that manner. But just to give you an example, usually to start generating momentum, you have to give yourself about 2 weeks organically. And that means you post consistently, you post, you send emails to your existing list if you have a list. If not, don't worry about it. And you start generating that interest. You're active online in all the different media. And you also maybe reach out to people that you have an existing relationship with and just touch bases with them again. And then if they're kind of engaged with you, you can then propose them and on inviting them to your new thing as a kind of like initial adopter for a special price. Without being pitchy, you can do that very nicely with lots of integrity. And then you probably need the launch usually is depending on the sales price. Okay. So if you're selling a $2,000 program, you're probably looking at a 2-week launch, and that's quite aggressive. The launch phase is very aggressive. And then you want to give yourself 2 weeks at least to implement the first stages of your delivery process. Mm-hmm. So what I've done in the past when I sold high ticket programs, I've given myself anywhere between 2 weeks to a month before I rolled out the program. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In this instance, I've already had, like I said, I've had the first 2 modules, the first 2 weeks of content planned out. So all I need to do is record it, upload it, add it to the membership site, link the workbooks and everything. It takes still a lot of time. So I was able to do a lot faster. But just to give you an example, I launched and promoted my $7 group within the space of 10 days. It was a very, very short launch. It was a soft launch, except to the email list. It was aggressive for 3 days. But other than that, it was a very soft launch to the free group, which is now locked. only available to paid members. And everyone who was in the group was able to stay there without paying me $7, but they don't get access to the Persuasion Accelerator. They can still watch this training, okay? But everything that's in the membership side, they don't get, okay? Because they're not paying me. So my goal is to eventually upgrade everyone or have them leave. That's up to them. Like, I'm not pressuring anyone. And my goal for this group is to have 100 paying members by the 31st of March this year, 3 months. I already got 28. Are we at 28, John? So I've blitzed through my initial stages without even, I honestly, it's blown me away, because you might think it's only a $7 program, but it takes just as much effort to sell a $7 product than it takes to sell a $7,000 product.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I am beyond excited. I've got 28 paying members now, and you know, I've like, if I keep going like that, I'm gonna hit my goal, and that excites me, because if I can do 100 members by the end of March, I can scale to 1,000 members by the end of the year, because I can then use the Facebook ad scaling machine to bring more people into this group a lot faster. So I've done this organically, but imagine what happens once I start putting money onto the group. And don't forget, I can afford to spend $147 for every 20, I think it was 24 members by the time I had these statistics or first looked at it. So if I spend $147 and I get 24 sales and I equalize my ad spend, what happens on the back end? That doesn't include people who've bought my $97 strategy call. I got a couple of those as well. That doesn't include people who are repetitive members. So everything from here forth is bonus. That's where I make my profit. Yeah. So the profit machine happens if you have a recurring income. If you're selling a $7 tripwire and it's a once-off cost, you don't have a profit machine. You need a recurring income. You need a membership of sorts where you can teach people your expertise. So for you, Helen, you could teach VAs how to be a VA. How to build a VA business, right? And you don't have to have achieved your goal yet of being a kick-ass VA who earns 6 figures. Never forget, guys, you're only a few steps ahead of your dream clients, right? So you don't need to be an expert that has all the answers. You just need to know more than the people who sign up with you. And then you have something to teach them. And then they have value from you because they gladly give you money for them to learn from you, because they trust you. Yeah.
That's how all my thing at the college happened. You know, I was doing life skills, now I'm doing numeracy. I was only ever a few steps ahead of them, but it meant that I really knew what the problems were, because I was so close to it still, and I had learned how to work over them. So it was a really well placed to be able to teach the best you could.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's really important as well. So when we do next week's masterclass challenge, you know, I'll give you some pointers to think about what you could do as a membership. But yeah.
What was it? The strategy call. Yeah. So you were saying you charge for your strategy call, $97.
Yeah, and that's cheap.
Yeah, that's cheap. How long does your strategy call go for?
An hour.
Because, you know, like some people say that do that sort of for free, or, well, I don't know if I thought the strategy call or the discovery call was meant to be free. And this is another thing that is the fall down for me, that I've been putting out offers, but not a 1 hour session, but like a 15-minute discovery call to find something, you know, what's going on with them.
Yeah.
And then try and upsell, I guess, to the 1 hour. But what I find is people don't show up for the free 15-minute thing and blah, blah, blah. So are you suggesting that, yeah, your strategy call or your discovery call or whatever you want to call it should actually be charged?
If you have the model that I'm using now, I actually call it a power hour with me. I made it purposely cheap because usually I would charge $500 for this, for an hour of my time. That is my time as an expert, and I have had people pay me that, right?
Yeah.
So initially when I did my coaching for the year, I charged $2,000 a month, or 2,200 Australian, but I'm charging in US now. And so $2,000 would get you 4 calls with me initially. I've only last year rolled out the fact that you can have unlimited access to me, and I'm giving people access to my Voxer, and they can get as many touch points as they want. So I've actually released the limitation of touch points, so people can reach out to me whenever they have a freak out moment, because I don't want them to be sitting in overwhelm from one week to another and wait until they can speak to me, because that is limiting them in their growth. So that was a growth limiter that I took responsibility for to empower my one-on-one clients. So the reason I've decided to upgrade you guys to the $97 strategy call is because it's a affordable upgrade. Mm-hmm. I'm not asking you to spend $1,000 with me just yet, okay? So if you come on the strategy call, there's no sale. It's literally implementation for an entire hour, and you can bring any problem, any question.
I'm already sold. I'm already there.
Yeah, and good. So there is actually
a strategy call, Monica.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so there is no sale, like, because I sold you the strategy call. It's the power hour call. But what I'm hoping is that some of the people who come to this, if they can afford it and they are ready for the next step, because some people will be. Right? Some people will be in here that can afford to pay me to work with me for a year or 6 months or 3 months. And then, so my hope is that some people will go at the end of the call, fuck, that was amazing. Like, wow, like, can we do this again? And then I'll say, yes, here are your options. Only if they ask will I present them with options. Mm-hmm. So there's no sale, no pitch, because I can do the sales in the group. I can sporadically invite you to work with me for 3 months. I can say, you know, the doors are open. I've got spaces for 3 ladies for the next 90 days. We're going to achieve this, this, and this together, one-on-one, done with you. If you want in, send me a private message and we'll talk about it. Okay? So that's how this works. And I can also sell that via an ads or organic funnel outside the group. Yeah? I'm not limited to the group to sell my higher end stuff. Mm. So that is, yes, strategy calls, I'm no fan of them, clearly, for obvious reasons, because of what happened to me. And, you know, I had good statistics. I didn't have crap stats. My landing page was performing really well. My conversion to strategy calls was performing really well, but the end of the funnel didn't work. Not at all. Yeah. So I'm totally a fan of this new method. This is what I'm moving forward with, and I'm super excited because I see it work. It's proven, right? It's proven. Yeah. Cool.
Okay,
Christy.
my head exploded. I need time to absorb it.
Yes. I think we've got a lot of information, and this recording will be available in the group as well. And I will put it in the bonus section of the Persuasion Accelerator, so you guys can go and grab it anytime you want. Christy, do you have questions, darling? You're muted, so if you have questions, please unmute yourself and ask. Otherwise, we're gonna call this a day, unless any one of you have any more questions.
Can I just tell you?
Yeah, go on.
You know me and my struggle with getting people, you know, the money side of things. Mm-hmm. Well, I had a discovery call yesterday with a potential client, and we had a great conversation. It actually ended up being an hour, and that was fine. And then she said to me, would I invoice her? And I was like, and it took me by surprise. So I said, no, this is just like a first call. That's fine. And she told me off. She said, you know, I respect your professionalism. This call has been invaluable to me, and awesome. I want you to invoice me because I respect you as a professional. And I was like, oh my God, that's me told, you know. So yeah. I have to invite her.
Yes, please do it. Do it.
Yes.
Send her an invoice.
So let that be a lesson to me.
Yeah, and please do send her that invoice, Helen, because I know you, right? You're gonna go, oh, but you know, I just wanted to service her. She's asking you, like, if you're not invoicing, you're taken away from the value exchange.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So
Not valuing yourself.
yes, and you devalue yourself in the process, and she will be disappointed if you don't invoice her because she's asked for it. So please do me a favor, do us all a favor, go and send that invoice as soon as you get off that call, and you know, say thank you. But that's awesome, and that's a good learning for us all, right? Really important.
So
well done.
To see there was improvement.
Yeah, that is fabulous. Such a fabulous improvement. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate each one of you. Great questions. I appreciate, like, ask me as lots of questions in the group, wherever, like, don't ever be afraid to ask me question. I said it in one of the trainings. Don't be afraid to be the dumbest person in the room, because the dumbest person usually gets the biggest momentum. Yeah. Because I used to be afraid to appear dumb because I consider myself an expert on lots of things, and so I would enroll in a new group, and then I would be too afraid to ask questions because I think it makes me look stupid. But guess what? Nobody likes the know-it-all, right? Nobody likes the person who appears has all the answers, and if you do, then why the hell are you buying programs? So I had to come off my high horse and go, you know what? You're here because you want to learn. So be the dumb person, right? Give yourself permission to ask questions. No question is too stupid. So don't ever excuse for asking questions. The more you lean in on me in the group, the more you get from me. Yeah. The more you get from me. You're so cute. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, day.
One thing.
Yes.
One thing, it would be fabulous if all the ladies here would put a big thumbs up of how the first event went in the group there.
Yeah, okay. That would be nice. Where would they do that? At the actual events page, or?
I don't know, wherever it was. Say, well, you've got a link there today saying we're on live in 35 minutes. Just say, oh, that was fabulous. So other people will want to join.
Yeah, I will actually load the recording. As soon as Zoom has rendered the recording, I would load that into the group. And then if you could do it there, that would be much appreciated. Yes, of course. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, John. You always got my back.
And where is that we do that? In
That's in the Lifestyle Revolution Facebook group that I showed you on the video, Mariana.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the video will be in there in the next 5 hours. Zoom takes a moment to render, and then I got to download, and then I got to upload it in Facebook. So yeah, it'll take a couple of hours.
Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm going to make myself breakfast now and another coffee, and then I'll get cracking with the lessons for week 2 in the Persuasion Accelerator.
It was fabulous. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Love you all, guys. Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, John.
Bye-bye.